Hello everyone, it's Hayley. I just thought I would update you all on what's been happening this cycle. So, I was in my 5th cycle of clomid and today's Monday the 26th and I was due on my period on Friday the 23rd of May and it arrived on Friday the 23rd of May. So obviously this cycle ended in a negative result. So I kind of had really conflicting things going on. Things were happening that don't usually happen every month, and even though I wasn't symptom spotting, I guess I kind of ended up symptom spotting. But the main thing was just cramping for about 4 or 5 days before my period was due, which never happens. I can't remember the last time I had cramps with a period, so it was a bit of a red herring, I suppose. But I was tested negative from when I started testing at 10 days past ovulation. So I kind of knew that it was going to be negative anyway. On the Thursday, the day before my period was due, we had an appointment with a fertility nurse at our local hospital. She kind of went through what worked last time to help us conceive Jacob and what was happening this time, and she basically said that she was happy for me to continue and complete the course of clomid that my doctor had prescribed to me, but she wants me to take a month break. So I should have taken the clomid on Saturday, so I should have taken my 3rd tablet this morning, but she asked me to go on a break for a month because she wants to send me for a scan, so I'm waiting for a letter to come through with my appointment on it, to have a scan done, so they can kind of just check my ovaries and just make sure that everything is as it should be, so they know what they're dealing with, I suppose. So I've got that. Then she said once they've had a chance to look over the results of the scan, she will speak to me and let me know whether or not to start again on the clomid. And then she said 4 months after that, she's going to make an appointment. Once she tells me what to do with the clomid after the scan, she's going to make an appointment for 4 months' time to see the consultant. At which point she said the only option for us really after this is IVF. So that was a bit of a bitter blow really, because I was kind of hoping that they might try me on different drugs or injectables or possibly even an IUI, but she said that for me an IUI won't be as effective as IVF. It hasn't got as good success rates. And especially for PCOS, so she kind of steered me away from the IUI. The other option of drugs would be metformin, which obviously helps with the symptoms of PCOS, but I don't really have very many of the symptoms like excess hair and things, so I've not really needed to be on metformin. And she said that clomid is by far a better, more successful drug for pregnancy than metformin, so she said you could try metformin but she wouldn't recommend it, so we're not going to. And she didn't really kind of mention any injectables. She said another thing that we could try is, I can't remember what she called it, but it's the proper medical term for ovarian drilling. So she said that could be an option. She said a lot of, many women find that after they've had that done, they conceive naturally with no drugs or anything. So that is a possibility. However, it does involve going under general anaesthetic, and I'm a bit nervous about that and would like to avoid it if I can. Especially having Jacob as well, I kind of have to keep him I definitely have to keep him in mind with all the decisions I make. I want to be present as a mother for him, and obviously there are risks with anaesthetics, so that's something that we'll have to consider very closely should the need arise for it. Because I need to put Jacob before anything else really at the moment. So that's not a massively realistic option in my mind at the moment, but 6 months down the line when they're telling me it's either that or IVF, I might sing a different tune or look into it a little bit further. So on the IVF front, I asked her how much it would be, and she said about £5,000. So it's not an unreachable amount, but it's not an amount of money that we have readily available, so it would involve very, 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 very strict saving, or taking a loan out or something like that, and we need to kind of consider Jacob again in making sure that we maintain financial stability. So again, that's not something that we can just go, yeah, we're going to do it. And we've also discussed the emotional impact that it will have on us as a family, because we could only ever afford one cycle. £5,000 is a lot of money, and timesing that by 2 or 3 times, we just don't have the resources for that. So we'd only have one shot, and putting all of your hopes and everything into that one shot, and if it doesn't work, I mean, I feel pretty down when it doesn't work on a month-by-month cycle on clomid, so I can imagine if it didn't work after going through the whole IVF process, I don't know how well I would recover from that. So we'll have to see if it comes to that. We'll see. So it's not amazing news. I know I have a son already, and I am blessed and I am lucky, and I've said it before, if we are only meant to have one child, then my goodness, we are so lucky to have him as our only child, and we cherish him regardless of whether we had just him or 20 children. But my main driving force at the moment for having another child, yes, I'd love to go through another pregnancy again. I really enjoyed my pregnancy. I loved experiencing labour, and I'd love to do all of that again. But my main driving force is Jacob. I would prefer him to have a playmate growing up and a friend for life, and kind of looking forward into, 10, 20, 30, 40 years' time. When me and my husband are old and grey, I don't want him to just be him on his own. I want him to have a sibling or siblings who, through difficult times, will be there for each other, rather than it just being him having to deal with his 2 ageing parents on his own. So my main, it's not a selfish thing for wanting another child. Part of it is, I suppose, because I would love to do it all again, but the main focus really is to give Jacob a brother or a sister. And when I see him playing with his friends, I see how much enjoyment he gets out of it and how much he loves having other children with it around him. And then when we take him out somewhere and like to soft play or something, and he's on his own and we're not out with friends, so it's just him, I just feel for him, because he is such a sociable child and he loves playing with other children, and I kind of just feel like a guilt that I can't give him a sibling. So a lot of mixed emotions at the moment, but I guess all I can do is wait for the scan, see what happens after that, and then hope that the next 4 months of clomid until I see the consultant work. I've just got to hope that it works. So yeah, it wasn't an awful appointment, because they could have said you can't take any more. You've got 1 month left till your 6 months are up, and we don't want you taking any more clomid. And that would have been dreadful, because the only other alternative would have been IVF, and obviously there are a lot of things that we would have to negotiate our way around to get to that. So it wasn't totally a hopeless appointment, but it definitely wasn't what I was hoping for. I was hoping for lots of choices and lots of options, probably quite naively. I probably should have realised I've done enough research and reading, but yeah, I was just hoping for a few more options than what we've got. So I can see I've rambled on for quite some time, but I just thought I would kind of check in with you guys and let you know what was going on. We've had plenty to celebrate. I had a big family wedding for my cousin on Friday, which really took my mind off of the fact that my period had actually arrived, so that was good timing. And then it was Jacob's second birthday yesterday, so we've had so much to celebrate, and I've not been wandering around during these special occasions moping. I've been really enjoying myself and everything, and it's probably come at the right time to get this kind of news and then have such fantastic occasions to celebrate. It's good that it's happened all at the same time, because it's really kind of taken my mind off of things. So yeah, I won't obviously be updating you on how a cycle's going, because I'm not taking clomid this month. So I'll update you next when I've had my scan. I don't know when that will be. I'm expecting the letter with the appointment sometime this week, and then hopefully the appointment will be for sort of 2 weeks' time, maybe a bit less, hopefully. So once I've had the scan and I've spoken to the fertility nurse and she's talked me through the results, then I'll update you then and let you know what the state of play is and if I'm allowed to go back on the clomid or not. But until then, that's it from me. So I'm really sorry that this was kind of a bleak and not very happy and uplifting video. But I did want to update you all and let you know where I am, and just to kind of let you all know why you won't be hearing from me for a little while I wait for my scan to come through and everything. So that's it. I hope you're all doing better than I am this cycle. And I'd like to just say thank you to new subscribers. I've had a few new subscribers in the past couple of weeks, so it's great that you're following my journey, and I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. So yeah, take care everybody. Really sorry for how long this video is. It wasn't meant to be so long and rambly. But yeah, that's it from me. So I'll speak to you all probably in a couple of weeks' time. Take care. Baby dust to everybody else who's in the middle of their cycles at the moment. I hope you all get the BFP that you're hoping for. And I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks for listening. Bye.